Hi everybody, today we are going to talk about the reasons why I decided to take some time off before pursuing my graduate studies. So, a little bit of background, I graduated from UCLA last summer, and then I decided that I was going to go into industry, work for a couple years, and then apply for my master's. So that's what I'm currently doing right now. I am applying, and my hope is to start graduate school for my master's this coming summer. So let's dive right in. I really wanted to talk about this because it's a common question that I get. And actually, while I was an intern, it was also a common question that I was getting from coworkers as well as from my boss about whether it was my plan to continue with graduate studies right after my graduation or if I wanted to enter industry. And I actually heard a lot of different things. For example, a lot of coworkers were telling me that I should just go ahead and do it, that I should just go do my master's right away because they had the same idea that I had where they thought, well, I'm just going to get a couple of years of industry and then I'll go back. And then they decided to never go back because they got lazy, or they just thought that it might be too difficult to dive back into, school, studying, tests, and all of that stuff. So that was kind of like the different types of ideas that were being put into my head. And it almost worked, but it didn't. And I'll tell you why. So I'm a very determined person. And I'm also the kind of person where once I make up my mind about something, if it's the right thing to do, if it's the right next step for me, then I'm going to do it. It doesn't matter how hard it is or how comfortable I am with the current lifestyle that I have. If it's a goal that I have for myself, then I am eventually going to work towards it and get it done. So that wasn't something that I was afraid of being in industry and then finding it too difficult to come back or getting lazy to come back. That's not really the type of person that I am. But my number one reason for needing this time is that I was tired. Undergrad was so difficult, first of all. So I have another video about my experience at UCLA. UCLA is hard. It is really, really hard. And that's fine, I got it done. I did well. I got my job, but it was hard. And not gonna lie, it was slightly traumatizing because, and I don't mean that lightly, like I had a lot of different things that I needed to work through once I finished. I had a lot of really unhealthy habits that I needed to get away from. I kind of needed to take a step back and analyze everything that had happened, and analyze how much of that was me and how much of that was the institution. So there were just a lot of things that I needed to work through. But the very main reason, I was tired. I was exhausted. I was burnt out. I could not imagine jumping back in immediately, and doing well. Not because I was just going to slack off, but because my mental health really needed that time to evaluate what had just happened, and come up with an action plan, essentially. So that was the main reason for me. I really, really needed that time to analyze everything, to rest, and to kind of work myself up a little bit to get back into it. So, secondly, another reason why I decided that this was the right thing for me was that not only did I need this time to rest, but I also needed this time to kind of get my feet wet a little bit and figure out whether this really was what I wanted to continue to do. My internship was amazing, and I was doing a lot of circuit design, a lot of cable design and things like that, and I loved it. I was also doing electronics testing and all of that stuff. So, I was pretty sure, but one internship experience being really, really good doesn't really necessarily correlate to me deciding, okay, this is it. This is what I want to specialize in. So I felt that I needed some more experience in order to truly know that this is what I wanted to do. So as I started to get more experience as a full-time engineer, and then even back during my internship, it really was solidifying that idea for me that this really was the right field and the right specialty that I wanted to stay in. And so I think that's really what ultimately led me to sort of pull the trigger on applying for grad school, because after my experience as a full-time engineer for the past year, I just continued to love it. I continued to innovate, and I continued to work really hard. I continued to just want to learn more, really immersed myself into the field, and I decided that it really is what I want to do. So that was another big reason why I wanted to take that time. And I'm so glad that I did, because working towards something while being so sure that this is really the field that was meant for you in a way, it just feels awesome. And I'm so excited, as opposed to back when I graduated from college, when I was just stressed, still stressed, scared, just very unsure, not in the best state of mind. So I think that it was just the best choice that I could have made. Now, really quickly, I also want to touch on graduate school itself. So another thing that I had to decide was whether I was going to take the time off, go back to grad school, and then come back to work, or whether I was going to continue working full-time and do a part-time degree. So that is what I chose. I chose to do a part-time degree and continue working full-time. So 2 reasons for this. One of them, I love my job. I absolutely love my job. I love everything that we've been doing. Recently I had a team of interns, and the project that we did is just so close to my heart. I just love the experience, and I love being able to contribute to these amazing space missions. It's just something that makes me so happy every day, and I want to continue doing that. And another reason is that I do have the ability to have my degree covered through my employer. So it was just the right choice for me. My undergrad was completely covered. Again, if you watched my video about my UCLA experience, I had a scholarship throughout my undergrad, so I actually have no debt from that. And it's been such a big help, just especially being a, first generation, coming from absolutely no generational wealth, to really establish myself. It's been such a big help. So that was another reason why I decided that I was just going to continue working and then do my degree part-time. Having said that, I know that it's going to be difficult. I know that it's going to take up all of my free time. I believe that my work does allow me to go down to 35 hours. So if possible, I am going to be doing that. And, overall, I'm just really excited, and I really wanted to talk about the reasons why I made this decision, because I know that a lot of you guys are also hearing the same things that I was hearing about just going straight for it, even if you're not totally sure, or if you need that time to sort of decompress and work yourself back up into it. It's absolutely fine if that is what you need, and if that is the path that you choose to take. I am right here with you. So yeah, pretty quick video, but I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on and why I decided to make that decision. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any other topics you would like me to talk about, there's so many different things I could talk about, so just let me know in the comments. Also, how cool is this shirt? Okay, hold on. So it's my Christmas shirt, and it is a snowman riding a space shuttle. I loved it. All right, bye guys.